Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about this resource presentation in case you had any questions about it. Let's look at the assignment instructions together here. Okay, so you are going to make up a fictitious client, a fictitious person. You're just going to create them. And this is somebody that is a student at UNT and they're college aged, collegiate aged. So, high school graduate to about 28. Um, and so you will, if you want to do a non-traditional age student, you're welcome to do that as well. There is an example of the slide of some slides that contain actually more of the information than you need in your module. You're going to decide like who is this person and what kind of problem might they have. I would start with the problem that might help. Like, what kind of problems do college students face? Most of you probably can come up with one on your own without even using the list. And you can use one of your own, or you can use the list. This fictitious person that comes to you with a problem. So let's say the person comes to you and says that they have been binge drinking. That's one of the biggest problems on college campuses across the nation is binge drinking. So this person is either drinking too often or too much when they do drink. And they say it's a problem and they come to you for some sort of help, some sort of resources. So just visualize this person in your mind. Who are they? How old are they? What's their preferred gender? And what is their appearance? I changed these instructions to maybe help explain better what I'm looking for here. So how do they appear to you? How do they dress? How's their hygiene? Any behaviors you noticed that you think you need to make note of? Then, of course, you include the problem and what's the main problem and what kind of issues does this problem cause? What kind of issues does binge drinking cause a college student? I don't know, maybe they're missing classes, maybe they're having blackouts, maybe their friends are getting upset with them, maybe they're putting themselves at risk somehow by being intoxicated. There's just all kinds of things you could put there. And then on the plan, I want you to find some resources for this person. Where would you send a person on campus who had a problem with alcohol? Well, the Sure Center on campus and Student Affairs is one of the places because they offer a lot of things, a lot of resources a person with a drinking issue or potential issue might avail themselves of. And then in whatever town you're in, or if you live in a really small town and there are no resources, look at a town close to you, wherever that is. And I promise if you just do an internet search, you will find some resources available to you. So what could you offer them on campus and one in where they live? And when you find that resource, make sure that you say the name of the resource, like I did, the Sure Center, and then the address. I can tell you I'll have to look up the physical address of the Sure Center, but it's in Chestnut Hall. And then I want to give the web address or email address for that agency or resource, and then a phone number. And then I want to say what they offer. So with the Sure Center, I might say that they offer coaching, they offer support groups, they offer counseling, or whatever you can find that they offer. Make sure that you include that. The image and the alt text, you need to use at least 2 images in your presentation. Put them wherever you want. But the main reason that you need to do this is because I want you to practice using alt text in a presentation. Alt text is created for a person that uses a screen reader. So probably a person with a visual difference uses a screen reader. And when it's reading a Word document or a PowerPoint presentation, when it gets to an image, only images that include alt text can be described by that screen reader to the person that's using it. So it will tell you exactly what's in that picture. It will describe it in detail. And you have to end it with a period. So ensure that you end your descriptions with a period. There is no saving on alt text. Once you put something in there, it just remains. So don't be worried that it's not saving, because there's not a save option on there. It just remains. Do not rely on what is auto-generated. it's not always accurate, and it's real evident if you just leave the auto-generated information in there. And there is information in the module about alt text, about what it is and about how to use it. There are links to resources even. The presentation will also be evaluated for aesthetics. Imagine that you're going to put this PowerPoint up in a classroom. Can everyone see it? Is the font readable? Are the colors, uh, do they work together? And I'll tell you what, to make a presentation crisp and clear and readable to the back of the room, the best thing to do is to use a template already created for you in your Office 365. They already have all of the fonts, all of the sizes of the fonts. They have where you should insert images. And if you do that, you'll ensure that you're using uh, the right aesthetics as well. I hope that information helps you a little, and I hope that I look forward to finding out what kind of presentations you guys are going to submit.